The founding mothers of Wayne Township. Her name was Catherine Smith, wife of Peter Smith, and this is her story. Catherine was probably born in the Palatine in Germany about 1730 and brought as a child to Mannheim Township in Lancaster County. She married Peter Smith, and they immediately started a family of what would be 10 children. They removed to Sunbury about 1864, where they lived on both sides of the Susquehanna. Peter laid tomahawk claim to land on White Deer Creek in present Union County, and then moved up the Susquehanna to the Great Island just opposite the present Piper Airfield, where they traded with the Indians and farmed. After her husband died in 1773, Catherine sold the island land to William Dunn. Sometime about 1773-1774, she and her sons, Philip and Michael, built a grist mill in what is now called McElhatton Run. In 1775, Catherine built a sawmill and grist mill on the White Deer property, and shortly after, built a boring mill where she was kept busy boring rifles for the Revolution and for the local population who were now under attack by the Indians, instigated by the British, whose objective was to wage war on two fronts, with the Americans weakening their ability to withstand the invading army from Great Britain. Fort Menninger was built in the spring of 1778 to protect her mills, and to no avail, as they were burnt by the Indians on July 8, 1779, at which time her son Peter Jr. was killed. Wow. The McElhatton and White Deer properties were abandoned in the Great Runaway of 1779. According to family records, she returned to Lancaster County and did not come up the river again until 1783. Her sons Philip and Michael found their mill site at the mouth of McElhatton Run, preempted by others. They became squatters, clearing farms at the foot of Bald Eagle Mountain, and it could very well be that we are standing on that property today. One of the early deeds to part of the property that Henry Shoemaker bought here was patented by Michael Smith. Catherine Widow Smith found her property in White Deer in ruins, and upon rebuilding the mills was told to leave the property because it was now patented to Messrs. Claypool and Morris, financiers of the Revolution. At the end of our war for independence, we had no money to repay the loans given to our emerging country by these wealthy gentlemen. So they received enormous tracts of land in repayment of those loans. According to family records, Catherine Smith sued for the return of her land and payment for the boring she had done during the war. She'd done all that work and never been paid. She was required to go to Philadelphia to assert her claim and made that trip 13 times, as she would receive a citation to appear on a certain date and getting there, find it postponed. She walked barefoot, carrying her stockings and shoes, which she put on at the city limits so as to arrive presentable. On one of her first trips to Philadelphia, she was accompanied by her beautiful daughter, Cassandra.